Hello everybody, welcome back to Space Engineers, where today, if I'm not mistaken, the day this goes up is actually Halloween, so happy Halloween everybody. But, as of just finishing up off camera, I actually did get all the nickel I needed for all the medical components. So, I am going to try to make a nice medical bay room. So, let's get started on this. I also want to move this over here, so that way I can access this more directly from land. So, just to add on to here, let's do that. Alright. I'll make it one more block out just to make it so it doesn't interfere with that one. Alright. So, we need our connector, inset connector, here we go, and our, that's right, we did need the light armor blocks, so we make this a nice slope there, and we set down the connector right there, and we'll make it so the top right there. Alright. Dump that in. And I'll go ahead and dismantle this one. I'll try going ahead and hop into here. Set these to not recharge and unlock it. Alright. So let's start heading this way so we can get it parked up in the new spot. But once we get the respawn stuff set up, I should be able to go and salvage what's left of the respawn pod in the other base. Because here is going to be the new respawn point. Let me eat up all this. Alright. So, let's go ahead and dump all that in there. And we should be able to go on ahead and just connect this in. Also, I learned something off camera, because I actually watched a few videos on how best to build ships and stuff, that small conveyors don't actually let you transfer everything over. Like, it doesn't let you transfer other materials like the whatchamacallit, like the steel plates and all that. But it will let you transfer stuff like, ores and stone and stuff. So I'm going to expand this zone a little bit more. Yeah, this is the block. Alright. Make this a little bit wider. Leave that the way it is. Alright. I would like to make some more steel plates. Yeah, I am realizing that I will need some more steel plates. A lot more. Let me light armor block. Make a few light armor blocks worth of iron. Whilst that's producing, it is on, right? Now it is. Okay. So while that's cooking away, I probably could go and get some iron, because I'm going to need a butt ton of it for today. An absolute metric butt ton. Alright, I'll yoink this for now, because I'm also going to need enough material to bring the hydrogen and oxygen from over there over to here. So, let's pick up all this. Where was there? Alright. So now I'm going to lay out the outline of the room that I'm going to make. So, I'm going to make it a nice big med bay room. That looks pretty good. I'll make it one further this way. Probably one further out this way. Let's do one more each way. This is going to be expensive, but you know what? It's going to look real nice. Right now, all I got to do is make the base of it, and then try to bring over all the stuff. So we've already got a bunch there. So where was the one that I was working on? There. Finish that up. And I could probably go on ahead and put the whatchamacallit, the med bay over here in the corner area. So I can get that nice respawn point right here in the base. How much more planned? Let's make some extras, because I am in desperate need of more of these steel plates. But as soon as we get this done, we can start exploring the planet a lot further out. Because then, as much as it would suck to lose a ship, we don't respawn all the way back there. Alright. So, going ahead, fill up a little bit of this one. And, alright. But, as long as I have that corner section, I can start on the med bay. Which I need a bunch of interior plates. So we'll start up on that. Let's go ahead and put this... I need to finish this one off, huh? Guess let's finish off that so we don't have an unfinished block under where we're putting probably the most important block of this series. Boom. Alright. So we need a bunch of construction comps, metal grids. Alright. So we need construction comps. Let's dump those in. Metal grids, small steel tubes. We've got a couple of metal grids there. How about in the upper container? We don't have a lot of metal grids. Okay. This may be a little bit dicier than I thought it was going to be. How much cobalt do we have? We have 39. How much do we need? For one metal grid is 1. So we'll be able to make 39. That's not enough. So we need more cobalt. Badly. And that one only comes from the ground. Oh boy. Okay. We can find some more. I'm going to put the rest of this stuff away for now. So we need small steel tubes. We need... what else? We need large steel tubes, displays, and computers. So large steel tubes are up here. Alright. Large steel tubes are in. Where is there? Large steel tubes. We need computers and displays up next. Alright. Computers, displays. We need a bunch more of the interior plates. Is there something trying to nip at me down here? I think something was. But we need... what else was there? Med comps. It's the med comps. It's really the last little bit, as well as the interior plates. Okay, well, let's go ahead and finish putting this thing together. These things are surprisingly big. Alright. So now, I can go ahead and put what we have currently into the build planner. So we're missing a lot of cobalt and a lot nickel. Damn it, not nickel. Okay. So we're going to need to take a spin on our truck here to try to find some more cobalt and nickel. But first, I need to reload on this. No, I can't put that there. I need... there is a small hydrogen tank. There we go. Boom. Alright. So... was there something moving? I don't know. I may just be hearing things. But I'm going to set this to build what we can. And then I am going to go out on a mission to try to find some cobalt. I feel like there might have been some not far from the base. Oh, okay. I accidentally pressed J and I was like, what the heck was that noise? Alright. Yeah, cobalt chunk. I do have a cobalt chunk. Where? All the way back there. How much can I shove into this? Is that down here? No, that's gotta be up on the plateau, isn't it? It's further than the respawn pod. So it's gotta be up on the plateau. Alright. So we need to turn everything on, turn this to recharge. Or turn this from recharge. Everything else is on. So we need to go to that cobalt chunk yesterday. Luckily it's not too far. It's pretty far. But if we can get enough cobalt from that, we might be able to get enough nickel from the stone around the base. And then we should be good to go making the rest of the stuff. Because we are going to need more interior plates anyways. For the conveyors to bring the oxygen and hydrogen to the med bay. This is going to be basically our home base for the rest of the series for now. Unless it, something bad happens, which I'm hoping it doesn't. So over there's the cobalt. Alright. I don't think there's any more resource nodes out here that I can see. Maybe I just haven't checked around here too much, huh? It looks like the cobalt chunk is a little further that way. There's a hole in space-time there for a second. Alright, the ground is getting a little close for my liking. Let's arise for a second so we don't hit the trees. That would be bad. Alright, over there is where we're going towards. Gotta say, it is handy to have this marked down so I don't forget it. Alright. I don't know how much nickel I can salvage from the original base. I feel like it wouldn't be all too much. Let's activate this so I can check where I'm heading. We're almost there. And there is something down there. What the heck? What the heck are you? What? Okay, let's lower our roll for a second. Let's try to land this thing real quick, because we've got the cobalt chunk there. Closing in fast. But I saw something. Where was it? There. Is that an unknown signal that I just never picked up? I think it is. Alright, so we're coming down right next to the cobalt chunk. Looks like I didn't mind too much of it either. So, nice soft landing. Come on. There we go. Alright. So let's set everything to off for now. Set that off. Alright. Let's go and drill up as much of this as I can. So I guess editor me cut to when I'm done digging up this thing. Alright, that was not very long at all, but I do believe we are coming upon the end of this little mining montage. So you've got a full cartload and me full. So those last couple bits are just going to need to sit there. I've got an absolute metric butt ton of cobalt with a few extra rocks in there just for extra measures. So I'm going to turn everything back on and let's start heading back home. Where's home? There. Alright. So I am curious what other stuff there is out here, but you get this cobalt back so we can start processing it. Because until we get that respawn point, I'm stuck at 83 HP. And slightly counting as I level up, but either way, I don't like being not at full HP, especially when those dogs are freaking silent. So let's get home, make our respawn point. Eventually, we can come back here and dig up some more stuff, probably, hopefully, because there's still a lot of things to do with that much cobalt. I'm kind of hoping I can eventually make a machine that's just big enough to just get a full meteorite chunk's worth of whatever material it is. So I feel like that would be really cool. Just land it on top and then you just get an entire inventory full. I wonder if there's a design for that out there. Oh. Game. Not the time to lag. But thank you. Alright. So, looks like we're almost home. Just a few kilometers off. I'm going to start doing the dip down. I am going to press 5 to turn that on, and I'm going to start looking beneath to make sure I'm not going to hit any rocks on my way down. I gotta admit, it is really nice to have this underside view to make sure I'm not missing anything on the way past. There's that weird bit of stone, sand stuff there. Why? Yeah, I'm still going down. Why am I still going down? Even out there, game. But once I get back, I should be able to dump all of the cobalt that I've obtained. And we should be good to go from there. So I'm going to start doing some slowdown maneuvers. I'm going to look down. Yep, we're coming up on base. So slowing down like that. Then I get to go ahead and use our normal camera so I can still steer. Alright. We're still not too far off. So I can't just overclock it straight to 100 meters a second. So there's the base. We're about a kilometer off the ground, so I can start descending. Alright. Let's not hit the base, so slow down. It would really suck to hit the base right now. For a second I thought that that shadow was a plume of smoke, and I was wondering what the hell destroyed my base while I was away. Thankfully it was just a shadow. Alright. So let's start getting over here. So I do believe that right above the camera here is where the locking mech is. I think. Let us come down. Yep. There we go. Alright. Turn that all to off. Turn off 5. Set those to recharge. We're solid. Alright. So I'm going to start unloading all of my stuff. And we should have enough cobalt and hopefully maybe even enough nickel to go ahead and make everything. Oh. I'm too short to pick up all the stuff. Although now that I have basically an unlimited hydrogen farm, I should not be stingy with trying to float around here. Alright. I am hoping that soon there's going to be some sort of like condensation farm where you can get small amounts of ice being in cold environments like space. That would be very, very nice to see. Alright. Put in all that. There is still a bit here from all of these little bins on the side. Alright. Now is when I wish that I could just connect all of this to one thing, but because of how I made it, I can't just connect them all. It would be nice, though. I am planning on making a new ship soon that should be able to have all of this connected in one point. So that way I can go on ahead and try to hopefully make it easier to unload. Also, I'm realizing that I have a glitched HUD thing, so I'm going to go on ahead and start off the refinery real quick and fix this. There we go. Alright. I'm going to go ahead and turn that off. So, pretty soon we should have all the stuff needed, right? Because we need 80 some odd nickel. Oh wait, we've got all the internal plates that we're going to need. So, we can start getting to work a little bit more on this. It's starting to take shape. Now we need the rest of that. So, I'm going to start working on the rest of the floor whilst that's working away. Because I didn't think that those metal sheets actually needed tin. Or not tin, nickel. Thinking about an entirely different game here. But either way, let's go ahead, fill in all these. We should be running out here shortly. Yeah, there we go. Alright. So as for this, I should probably go and collect some extra, huh? Some extra stones probably wouldn't hurt. Let's take the truck so I can haul more. Alright. Set that to unrecharge and let's go. I could probably go in and just snag a bunch from over here. Here seems nice and rocky. I could probably check this whatchamacallit, this crater. What you got in here, buddy? Anything worthwhile? Not a thing. Alright. Oh. Oh. It's just more ice. I figured that part, game, thanks. So I'm going to start trying to drill a hole over here. Actually, I probably shouldn't be drilling a hole this close to the house. Otherwise, I am gonna fall in it when I try to take this thing out for a spin next time. So I'm actually gonna bring this thing over to this bank and start drilling up this bank. And hopefully, I can go ahead and load up on enough stone that I'm not gonna need to worry about the nickel problem. So, let's go ahead. Since this one's a lot more of a intuitive storage system, I could probably go without worrying about the huge amount that I need. This one's just two big things like that, so that should be about, what's that, 6 loads or so? But anyways, if you guys have some cool ship ideas, let me know, because I am looking for some cool ideas for ship making. So even though I did watch a video on, good shipbuilding methods, I would go nowhere near saying that I'm an expert. But I did find out one of the problems that I was having in my creative mode world when I was trying to make some ships to test. I was going way too small. You need to make big ships if you're going to make big ships in this game. But that might be a thing for later when I make like a giant mothership and a starship in the middle of the in the middle of the solar system here. Alright. Let's finish up all this. Should not take too long. There we go. Got another inventory load. Come on. But this should be at least enough nickel to continue on the rest of the build. I am going to need a lot more of those interior plates still. Because I still need to actually set up the infrastructure of the med bay. Because currently, once I get it built, it'll just have the healing function, if I'm not mistaken. For it to restore my oxygen, hydrogen, and the rest of that, I'm gonna need a whatchamacallit, a pipe directly to the ice generator, which is gonna take a little bit of stuff, but is not undoable. Alright. Feel like we're just about done out here. And then we can go on ahead and head on home with all the rocks in my pocket that I took from the schoolyard here. Alright. We'll dump a little bit into here. Oh. You'll see the suspension just get really upset there for a minute. Alright. And that should be good. That should be well enough. So we need to back up. Start heading back towards the base. Hopefully without any spinouts. So I'll try not to be going all too fast. Alright. And there we go, lining it up at the base. And slow. And locked. Alright. And now, time to drop all this off. Okay, it's working through the cobalt. Oh wow, we have way enough cobalt. Okay. Scooch that over to the stones for now. Alright, so let's grab that from the cockpit, that from the cargo. It's so much easier when you actually connect your storages. Alright. So let's grab all that. Alright. I probably should go on ahead and... No, I can't mark it to just this ship, because this ship isn't the one holding the stuff. Because this block still counts as part of this base. And so if I just selected the ship inventories, it just wouldn't work. So, there's still a little bit left in this one. But now I'm going to go on ahead, get it to make a little bit more of that. Alright, how's our nickel need coming along? It's coming along, slowly but surely. Let's put these into the build. We're almost there. So let's grab the rest from the truck here. We still got enough in the containers to get a little bit of progress done. Alright. Come on. If I still need more, I'm gonna be a little bit sad. But hopefully once we start going a little further out, we can find an actual nickel deposit. And then fly there and just have it. Just consume the nickel deposit. Because I will never underestimate a nickel deposit ever again. Alright. Get that, start carving away at that. So it looks like we might just have all that we're going to need. Maybe. No. Just barely short. Okay. So I can probably go and grab a thing of nickel, or a thing of stones from over here real quick. There's where my little dig hole was. I completely forgot where I left this thing. Maybe I should make a more official looking dig hole for me to come back to later. Alright. Jetpack has arrived. Whee! Saves a little bit on hydrogen when you're doing launches like that, I think. Maybe it uses more when you try to land, I don't know. It's just, it's very fun to just kind of fling yourself. Alright. I know it's extremely dangerous, but it's also really fun. There we go. That should be enough nickel. Yeah, alright, we're good. Because you can finally make our medical bay. We can heal. Yes. Alright. And if I really wanted to, I could change my avatar too. So we also need to hook it into the line there. So I could probably kind of coast it around. Conveyor. Because the junction, which costs more? The junction or the tube? The tube costs less. But the reinforced conveyor tube takes extra. Whatever. We'll just need to work with this. So, need a butt ton of interior plates. Let's just... Interior plates is just iron, which is really good. Because we're gonna need a lot. Alright. Come on. I think that should be a good amount to at least start our little trek here. Alright. So we need that there. I'm also going to put another one there. We're going to down here, here, here. There's going to be a lot of the banging noise on the way through. But once we connect this, we should be able to just draw from it. Alright. And then sort. So I'd love to get a sorter in here. Actually, let's put the sorter here. No, yes, sorter goes here. And then junction goes here. So we'll start back here. Oh wow, that needs a lot of stuff, huh? Okay, I'm not going to be able to build any of this right now. Okay. Come on, tell me I don't got a lot. Is there anything that's just the interior plates? Let's see. Interior, is there anything that's just made from interior plates? Construction comps. Corridor T intersection might be good because that makes 70. Yeah. So let's go for... Produce me a corridor piece, please. A T section. Where is it? Yeah, corridor T intersection. Perfect. That'll make a lot of that. And so, I'll take the construction comps real quick and put them where they're needed. Alright. There's a lot of construction comps being needed out here. Holy crap. Yeah, we're out of construction comps. May have overestimated that. So, that should be finishing up there. Yep. Alright. So let's start here. Actually, no, we already started back there. But either way, we'll get around to it. Alright. There that goes. So I need small steel tubes and motors. Let's get those filled in. Alright. Right there. So that one's done. And so is this one. How about you? You need more construction comps, which are mostly done. You need like 5 construction comps there. Alright. Make a few more of those corridor T's, please. Where was... yeah. Come on. Corridor T intersection. A few more. We are using up a lot of our iron supply, which is not good. But we are making progress. Alright. And then once this is all done, I'm going to be able to recharge everything from right here in the safety of my own home. Yeah, that one needs more interior plates. So let's grab some extras. Alright. I did not grab enough. I still have too many of the motors and stuff on me. Maybe I should just go through and deposit all those. Yeah, there's where we ran into the small steel tubes. Alright, let's just run across and deposit everything we got. Alright. These tubes are expensive. Alright. So now we're going to put those last few construction comps in here to make sure that our hull integrity is good. That one's missing out on small steel tubes. Small steel tubes again. Need a lot of small steel tubes. And now we're out of construction comps. So small steel tubes and motors. Ow. I just took a landing gear to the face. Okay. That's... there we go. Some more of those. I'm gonna go until I run out of the interior plates. So then we'll at least know what we're low on. Interior plates, that's for sure. Alright. Let's grab these. Alright. And then from back here, still need more construction comps. A lot more construction comps for you. Yeah, all these need small steel tubes and construction comps. What do I need for a small steel tube? Iron. Just iron. We're good. Alright. As for the rest of this, we should be okay. I just need to go speed click mode on this. Alright. That should be good, I hope. But let's go and take the rest of these over here. Alright. That's down to just the motors. That's down to needing a lot. Actually, I'm going to go ahead and toss this into the whatchamacallit, the assembler. Need more nickel. Damn it! Fine, I'll go to the rock pit. After I'm done depositing all the rest of my materials. Because I have a bunch of the plates. Got a bunch there. I think we're good on plates now. Yeah, we're good on plates. That is not the right storage. Alright. So we'll dump that in there. I'll go and get a quick, 3 pieces of nickel it needed? Come on, give me some nickel. I'm hoping that eventually I'll find a nice nickel deposit so I don't just need to go and dig stones like a hobo. Alright. Back over here. Dump that in. And I'll grab one more just for safety. Where was the hole? There's the hole. Alright. And so, once we get this all set up, I'm going to be really, really happy. Alright, let's not crash square into the house. That would be bad. Right, turn that into the nickel that we're going to need. So that finishes off the sorter. Which I need to figure out how the hell I get that to work. Alright. Sorter is done. So let me see if I can access that from here. Conveyor sorter, here we go. So. Blacklist. I want it to blacklist ice. So I don't want ice to be coming through. Oh, yes. I want it to blacklist ice from coming through. So I still need that motor and a lot of construction comps. So I'll just make this, like, let's just say 5 times over. How much am I missing from this? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. A lot more stones. Lovely. I really need to find a nickel deposit. That should be priority numero uno starting next episode. Oh boy. Let's get some more stones. The hobo stone digging. Alright. Toss these in here. I also need to go and get a reload on hydrogen. Otherwise I'm going to run out here and I'm going to need to walk all the way back. Which would suck, but it wouldn't be the end of the world. Alright. Let's go ahead and deposit these. Alright. Skip on over here. Get a few more stones. And hopefully that'll be enough nickel so the game doesn't just decide that I don't get to make my stuff. Alright. There that goes. I'm going to go on ahead and pick up that big one I was left behind because I don't want to lose that much stone. Or was it? There. May as well grab a full load while I'm here too. Alright. And that should be good. I don't want to lose any extras. So, land on down, put that in, get a little bit of regen here. I've got 150 HP, I just realized. What? That's nice. Alright. That's a lot of stuff. Let's hope that that's enough stuff. Next one here is this one. Small steel tubes. Alright. This one needs some small steel tubes as well. Alright. Looks like we're connecting up the bridge here. And already out. But we do have enough construction comps to keep going. It's just the small steel tubes. And some construction comps. Alright. So let's pick up this one. And I gotta make 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Let's just say 6. How much is that worth, game? So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. We need a lot more nickel, damn it. Game, if you give me a nickel meteorite, I will be extremely happy. And I will buy every... Actually, I've already bought every DLC. At least I think it's every DLC. I did buy the Apex Survival one, mostly for the half oxygen producer. Just because I think it's pretty nice to have. But Come on, I need a nickel asteroid so badly right now. Oh, my hydrogen's running out. Should probably walk back, which is unfortunate. But this is why I usually use my jetpack sparingly. Alright, inventory's full. Was there a dog? Or was it just the stone bouncing around? I think that was just the stone bouncing around. I'm going to take a quick pit stop over here so I can get a refill. Yes, I know the fuel's low. Can I get in here? Thank you. There we go. Oh, no, not the O2 generator. I need a small hydrogen tank. There we go. Now we're full. Well, should be full. There you go. Alright. Toss the stone in. It's coming all foggy over here, which is not great. Oh, it's because it's raining. Good news is that it isn't a storm. Alright. Yep. But at least we have enough hydrogen to get to and from base easily now. Okay, never mind. Apparently we're already a good chunk of the way through. So I need to... What?! Come on, I had 150 health. You cannot tell me that killed me. What the Kentucky Fried BS was that? Whatever. At least our respawn pod has already come in handy. Anyways. Give me this. Okay. At least I got back my tools. I am very happy about keeping my tools. This time, don't go slamming into the wall. Alright. Got the stone there. Turn that back to that so we can get the nickel going. I think those motors are just the last thing that we're going for. Alright. One more load before heading out. Come on. There we go. That's a good amount. Oh, what? Oops. Alright. Either way, I think that's the first death of the series, actually. Which is kind of ironic that it just kind of happened outright. So, yeah. I'm going to go ahead and disassemble these. How much nickel are we needing? Alright. Let's go ahead and start getting these distributed where they need to go. Alright. We got that one, so let's finish up this one and this one. This should at least net us most of these finished now. Probably. Come on. We've almost got a fully functioning, I guess, restoration room. But we're almost there. Damn it, we need more small steel tubes. But at least the small steel tubes are made from steel, not nickel. So we've got a load of iron on board. But that still needs happening. Alright. Up the ladder. Come on. Have at least a few of the motors done? Nope. I don't think we needed any motors other than the one at the last one, did we? This one's got the motors. The motors. Okay, motors there. There, and there. So, yeah, a few more motors. Now, this sucks. I really need to find some sort of nickel deposit somewhere. I might even go looking for one off camera if I can end up finding one nearby. Oh, there's an iron deposit somewhere around here. How lovely. I found like 5 of those. Come on, there you go. Alright. Let's drop off the rest of the stone here. How much we need? We need 20. I don't think that's going to be enough. So let's go and grab some more from our little sandbox here. Alright. There's iron to the side of me. Still no freaking nickel. But either way, we at least have a functioning respawn spot now, which I am extremely happy about. So we'll take those, put them where they need to go. Alright. Now I just need a bunch of those small steel tubes. I think there was still one that was being made. Alright, where's the assembler? Oh, I just need one more motor game. Come on. Okay, I need to disassemble one of each of these. That should give enough nickel. There we go. Okay. So is that. Wow, this drill is getting super annoying. Alright, and the rest is just the comps and steel tubes. So, need about. That's what? I think we just need. That's 10 there, 20 there, and 5 there. So that'd be about 35 small steel tubes. So 35. You should have enough for that, right? 23, 26, 27, 20. Come on. There we go. That should be enough for everything that's still missing some. Alright. Is that one fully done? This one should be fully done too. And then these ones are needing the construction comps. I'm just going to make this like 3 times over, and it should be enough to finish off this. So. Yeah. Nope. Oh, it's because I never removed it from my my build planner. Okay, now let's go on ahead and mark this down. Alright. That is a doggo. Hey, stand down. Alright. I'm surprised they haven't been traveling in packs recently. Makes me very, very curious what's going on. But, I guess I'll, take the raw meat that's here. No clue why. I still don't have a hunger meter. Not a clue. Not a clue at all. But we're just about done with getting this whole thing set up. That should be enough, right? Okay, that's just the dog over there. It's like, what the heck was that? Nope. Just a corpse. Alright. 1, 2. Come on. And 3. And now we should have ignition. Alright. Let's check it out. Can I refill my hydrogen right here, right now? Yes! Does it refill the bottle too? No. think I can go in and access the hydrogen tank from here. No, I cannot. But can I put this... Starting to feel like this may have been a little bit easier said than done. Maybe I can just put a hydrogen tank back here. Just to get a little bit of extra hydrogen moving around. And I can actively store my stuff to get some extra hydrogen going. But for now, let's go ahead and dunk this one there. Boom. Alright. I should probably go ahead and try to finish off that last one so I can start actually finish up with this this base system here. Alright, small steel tubes and motors again. I think I'm missing the nickel, aren't I? Forgot to remove it from my build plan again. Alright. Yep, missing the nickel. So I'm going to go and grab a real quick set of rocks. But now that I have a way to restore my, everything, I am super happy. If I make another nice small hydrogen tank there, I can go ahead and dump my tank in and just get a nice reload on that as well. Alright, we shouldn't need too much nickel. That should be enough, right? Yep, we're good. Now I can finish the one up there. Because up here, I'm going to put an air vent so we can pressurize this room. But also, I should go on ahead and put a hydrogen tank up here as well. I could probably put a hydrogen tank this way and an oxygen tank this way. Just need a lot more stuff. My favorite part of the game, going and collecting random crap that I completely forgot that I needed for the entirety of the game. But, oh, I need that. But this is going to be where I end this episode of Space Engineers. And yeah, hope y'all have enjoyed. And I'll see you all in the next one. Goodbye, everybody.